Alright, I'm juiced up, my mans. And my lady.
Milady.
My lady.
David needs to go find his fedora.
Oh, man. I used to have one.
So did I.
Let's see what
Tony
I got
has
over.
one I won't let him wear because every time he puts it on, I'm just like, ew.
Oh God, is he putting it? Oh God, there it is.
Hey.
It's a straw one, too.
You like that?
I have a straw fedora too.
This is Carrie's.
Oh, okay. David's looking fashionable today.
He's looking something.
I'm looking like somebody who would wear a fedora.
No.
Hello, friends. This is David White, and you are listening to Sins of the Father.
Alright, Bibinice. I'm relying on you, buddy.
Viva Nice.
Let's check and see what good stuff we got here. This is a good chair. Friend, Ziffin, friend Gallus.
Oh, I'm gonna like this.
I hope you do not catch the mummy rot, because that is the worst. And I do not have lesser restoration. Or maybe I do.
You don't have the ability to remove the mummy's curse yet.
Yeah, it's a curse.
Oh, it's remove curse?
It's remove
my
curse
God.
or greater restoration.
Oh my God! Why would they throw it at you with challenge rating 3?
All right, let me just real quick throwback to the demon dog. Challenge rating death dog. Challenge rating 1
Wow.
with the same kind of debilitating thing, except it's 5 points instead of 10.
Yeah.
We got chutzpah, though. That's how we did it.
That's right.
You have the hand of God
You got that moxie.
gracing you a reroll.
Honestly, though.
When we last left off,
When we last left our heroes, they were enjoying a milkshake at Pop's.
Left off, Hag disappeared, and Gallus went to a tavern, I believe,
That's right.
while you guys
Yep.
followed him.
Yep.
So yes,
So we're going to a tavern.
you are in the tavern.
Cool.
Named?
We're gonna have all kinds of fun taverns in this game.
The Broken Hourglass.
Ooh, I dig it. Yeah,
So we're all there already?
yes, time skip forward, you're all at the tavern.
Okay.
Sweet.
Just checking now, you healed up, rested, whatnot.
Cool.
It is midday.
So, the old crone spoke of the Trove of the Iron Tyrant is a seed. We must get this.
Right, a seed. Well, it's what the captain wants, so it's what we'll get, but, I think it's good if we leave right about now. We'll get through the first part of the day traveling in the hottest part, and then it'll cool off as time goes on.
Yeah, Jackson, do we know how long is the trip from Bogh Buldhr to... Are we going to the shore of Collapse? Is that where
Yes.
the Trove is? Okay.
Yes.
We're going into it, yeah.
It is, from you asking around, 3 days travel.
On foot?
On foot.
I suggest before we go into the desert, my people, when we would make pilgrimages, we would cover ourselves in thick layers of mud. We must find lots of mud.
I'm not gonna cover myself in mud, but I am gonna bring extra water.
This would also be a good idea.
I don't think mud's gonna help us, big guy.
Have you ever worn mud? It is quite cooling.
No.
Anytime I've ever worn mud was because someone pushed me in it. So I suppose we ought to head out. Did anyone want to do any shopping before we leave?
Does the elf need a new pair of shoes?
Could always use a new pair of shoes. But no, I would like to find some sort of head wrap. Something other than these black clothes to wear.
Yes.
I'll be fine. I'm just gonna stay here. You guys come back.
No, you come with us. The herd does not leave herd mates behind.
Berenice, I will be fine. I just want to get a drink.
If he's here, we know where he is. It won't take long. We'll be right back. He'll be max 5 drinks in. No big deal.
You underestimate me.
This is a bad idea.
Zephin waves his hand, is like, no big deal. I think it'll be fine. And starts heading out.
Bibinice looks at Zephin as he walks out and looks at Gallus as he drinks.
Orders a drink.
Yeah. Come, friend Gallus. We need you.
Berenice, we're gonna be traveling for 3 days. I need a drink.
Is there a how many? Okay, hold on. You're drinking, but you say you need a drink. Do you have a drink already? Okay.
There's currently a drink in front of Gallus that he is consuming.
Yes.
But he needs another.
Yeah.
And then another.
I need a drink.
As soon as Gallus lifts his drink up to drink it, Bibinice wants to put his hand against the bottom of the cup and not aha, gotcha, punk, but just kind of force it down Gallus's throat. And then once Gallus is done, he says, "You have had drink. We must go now."
It's not like I can stop you from taking me with you.
This is true, but you are a friend.
Real friends drink with their friends.
Let's go.
Fine.
He drops a gold on the counter and hops down off the stool.
He's throwing them gold like crazy.
That's all he's got.
You got money to spend.
That's all he's got. He's got gold.
When you guys step outside, Zephin is leaning against the doorframe. He thought he was just waiting for Bibinice, but when Gallus comes out, he has a long sort of it's like a Gandalf pipe, but it's black in true Zephin fashion. And he's got it hanging out the side of his mouth with his hand on it, and pops it out of his mouth and looks. He's like, "You got him to come. Great. Let's head out. I'm gonna need something that'll keep this sun off of me. My skin will already absorb so much of it, I imagine. It's gonna be quite a journey."
Yes. We should also find mud.
You can have all the mud you want.
I will save some for you. Oh.
I'm good.
I get the feeling by the end of this, Zephin's gonna be rubbing mud all over himself. It's gonna be so hot.
Probably.
So Zephin steps out onto the street and looks up and down, trying to find a clothier,
Where the broken hourglass is, it's right outside of the trade district where it's got the big marketplace bazaar set up with all kinds of stalls. You can easily walk through there and find whatever style, fashion you want, head wrap or anything.
Sure.
It wouldn't be hard at all to find it. It's one of the more popular items is that breathable clothing to protect against the elements around here.
Yeah, so he's gonna head that direction and find the first person selling light-colored cloth.
You walk up to a stall just brimming with very bright colors compared to what Zephin normally wears. Just all kinds of different draped robes, pants, head wraps, all of it.
He walks over and starts, like, touching the cloth that's closest, and he's kind of got this look on his face, like, of disgust, but he knows he needs it. He's a goth kid at heart, I guess. But he finally finds something, holds it up. Something sort of like a head wrap, to your point, but also it's like some sort of lighter cloak type thing.
The gnome sitting behind the stall. Oh, something to brighten the mood, huh? As he gestures towards your darker clothing.
Not willingly, no, but gotta do what you gotta do in the desert, I suppose.
Well, for just the wrap, anything else catch your eye?
No, the wrap is more than enough.
That'll be 3 silver.
He happily hands over the 3 silver and takes it, and as he wraps it around himself, he turns and looks at them, holds his arms out, and goes, "How do I look?"
Different.
Uncomfortable.
I always know I can come to you guys for the truth. Now let's head out.
Wait. Bibonese turns to the gnome.
Yes.
Well-dressed, small one. We are journeying into the desert, towards the shores of Collapse. Do you know of a map maker or map seller that could show us the way?
The gnome stops and thinks for a second, and you see him start looking towards the other stalls and different shops in his vicinity, while mumbling to himself, trying to figure out which one is the right one to send you to. As I'm not stalling for time while I pull up my name of NPCs.
I feel that.
And he points further down in the market, about 5 stalls down. You'll see this nice big bird fella. His name's Salik. He's the one who does most of the scouting around here. He'll have a map for you.
Thank you. May much fortune come upon you. And then I duck out after Zephin and Gallus.
He kind of gives you a wave of goodbye before going back to hawking his wares to all passerbys.
We must find a bird fellow named Salik.
I don't like birds. They eat fish, like me.
Maybe this one does not. And Bibonese walks off.
Do you want to wear my ugly head wrap? Maybe he won't know you're a fish.
I don't think that's gonna work. Zephin.
So you make your way a couple stalls down, and you do see a small little stall set up, all kinds of wrapped parchments and laid out maps and things. But you don't see a giant bird. There seems to be no one at the stall when you walk up to it.
Well, as Bibonese is standing there, he is a very patient person, so he's not going to like ding the bell or knock on the table or anything. He's just going to stand there almost motionless. But as I stated in earlier episodes, Bibonese is always slowly swaying back and forth and just humming to himself. And, this might be uncomfortable to some people just to sit and do nothing, but Bibonese is perfectly content with sitting and waiting for Salik to come back from wherever he has gone.
Gallus is standing next to him, just kind of, he's got his fins together in the front, and he's just like wringing them together. He's kind of shaking a little bit, the water in his barrel is just kind of splashing out a little bit.
Where is it? We can't We go now?
We must have a map.
Well, he's not here, big guy.
He will be back
But when?
later.
Do you know that?
No.
Seven? Help me here.
Well, we could ask one of the stalls next to him if they've seen him, if he's coming back.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Zephyr strides over to the stall next to it, looking for the next whomever's working that stall.
Yeah, there's a human sitting behind the stall. It's one of various jewels and jewelry, all that kind of adornment. The more luxury items.
Zephyr was going to ask, but then starts looking at the luxury items.
Yep. Gallus is eyeing some jewels there too.
Bibinice is still at Salik's counter.
Well, so the other two are
Distracted.
perusing the shiny
browsing.
jewels. Yes. Bibinice, give me a perception check.
Gladly. That is a 9.
Oof.
And that dice is not being used tonight.
Hey, at least you got it away now. When you're in the middle of a city where nothing bad could possibly happen.
It's true.
Oh, sure.
Nothing bad could happen.
Yeah, nothing bad ever happens in a city. Oh, wait.
Ever.
Why aren't we allowed back in Harville?
Yeah.
As there are people walking through the streets, did you hear that someone got murdered in Harville by teenagers? What? Yeah, he was in the town guard.
Jeez, word travels so fast!
That hasn't happened yet. There's no way they've made it to Harville already. Oh, man.
But you're just kind of looking around, just content humming, taking in everything around you. When a hand presses against one of your shoulders as you turn and see a large vulture face looking at you. As you see him kind of like smile. What can I help you with today?
It depends. Are you Salik?
The one and only.
Good. I need a map. My herd and I are going to the shore of Collapse. We need a way to get there.
He walks around to the other side of the stall and starts digging through a crate that you see is filled with wrapped up parchments. And as he pulls one out, he sets it down on the table and unravels it. You see that it is a trail leading from the city itself into the collapsed shore. Something like this.
Yes.
Might I pry a little and ask what you seek?
So, we don't know a whole lot about the Trove, so we don't know if it's like coveted or sought by other people or like a taboo subject, do we?
The only interaction you've had is with one of the dwarves previously. They made mention, the old crone who always pulls people in talking about the Trove. So they kind of like pass it off as, it's just a made-up wives' tale. It doesn't actually exist.
Okay.
But you haven't like specifically asked around for it. That's
Yeah.
been like your one interaction dealing with it outside of the hag herself.
Okay. Well, Bibinice with his herd has found proof of other wives' tales before, so he's not too off-put by that. But to answer Salik's question, we are looking for the Trove of the Iron Tyrant.
I see. An adventurer much like myself.
You are an adventurer?
In my line of work, it helps to be able to defend oneself.
Yes. Do you know much about the Trove?
It's nothing the local people would listen to when the hag told us the story. They just passed it off as just her crazy mumblings. but there have been many who come through here looking for it. Very few of them have actually returned.
But they did not have the trove.
None have been able to find the true treasure.
This is interesting. Have you ever tried to go to the shores of Collapse?
As he kind of clacks one claw on the map in front of you, and just kind of like looks at you expectantly like, what do you think?
This makes sense. I would like to pay you for this map. How much?
Let us see. For your friend, 5 gold pieces.
This is acceptable. I drop 5 coins on his counter, and then with my trunk, I'll like roll up the parchment and like pull it up off the counter.
He kind of bids you a farewell as he starts sorting through some of the other maps and setting more out for presentation.
And Bibonese turns around to go find his herd mates.
And as he does, he hears a thud, and there's a jingling of jewelry falling to the ground as Gallus has turned his back and his barrel slammed into the table.
Zevin looks alarmed and looks like he's about to chastise him, but then stops and pretends like he doesn't know him and walks away.
I'm so sorry. I'm a little clumsy sometimes.
The shopkeep darts out from behind the stall and kind of like shoos you. Like, just leave.
Can I make a sleight of hand check real quick, please?
Oh, please do at disadvantage.
No. It was from me slamming into the thing. I was trying to knock some jewelry into my barrel. Is it still disadvantage?
Oh yeah, you're
Okay.
like the 2 people standing at the stall right now shopping at it.
First one. Oh, that's a nat 20, but the first one was a 16 plus 1, 17.
I mean, jewels did fall in your barrel.
Woo! While he is making the ruckus and like the shopkeeper's trying to shoo him off, I would like to do a sleight of hand check as well.
God. We're pirates! We're pirates.
That's right, folks. These are the heroes of this story.
Oh shit. A 9?
Oh, you getting caught.
Oh, but do I have advantage because he's creating a distraction?
Yes.
Just the way he says it.
Okay, 15.
Hey.
15. Yeah. Okay.
That's respectable.
You have picked up a nice looking brooch and slipped it into a pocket.
Fantastic.
So sorry. Can I help you? I'll help you.
The shopkeep kind of swats your hand and just says, "I'll pick it up."
Okay. I'm sorry. Have a good day.
Gallus walks away.
Okay, I was gonna say if he bent
Like
over
when
to
he
try
bent
to...
over, the water just.
Oh man. It would be really funny if it just kind of... Okay. Before he slaps me away, I did do that. And water just kind of pours over my head and splashes and spreads the jewelry all over the place.
I'm so sorry.
As the shopkeep is like digging through the mud now that you've created.
There's his blood!
Hey!
And is swatting you away. You've already done enough.
I'm so sorry.
And I walk away.
Knowing these two, does Bibonese know what they just did?
Probably.
Denise can roll a perception check to see if he did.
I rolled an 8.
No. Denise did not notice
Did not
this.
catch it. Alright, so we leave, we walk around a corner. we get a little ways away, and then Gallus sets his barrel down and hops inside and starts gathering up what he got in it. So, what do I got?
Oh my god. You knocked 7 jewels. Not pieces, like not big pieces of jewelry. Just he had standalone jewels sitting on the counter.
Hey, that's
7
fine.
of those fell into your barrel.
Heck yeah.
And I will say that the combined total of those jewels... Thieves. I expect nothing less.
Pirates.
125 gold pieces is what all that jewelry is worth.
Jeez.
So Gallus pops up out of his barrel with with like a handful of jewels. He's like,
He's such a
Seven-
gremlin.
I love it. Zephin hears this like gremlin laugh and turns, like rounds on him and looks, and he's like, "Oh, you really cleaned up, didn't you?"
I always do, Elf.
Zephin's gonna throw his head wrap and like attach the brooch to it so that it kind of like stays in place.
What is the brooch?
What gem is it in the brooch?
that's a good question, yeah.
What gem is it, Zephin?
Obsidian.
I knew it.
No, that's what he's
No.
gonna pick up.
Yeah. It's the one
That's
thing that
fair.
caught his eye.
That's
He's
fair.
such an emo boy.
It's so edgy. I need it.
Amazing.
Yep, you just robbed this shopkeep of some stuff and got away, and Bibanice did the honorable thing of paying for his map.
Yes.
Well, it's a net gain.
That will pay for many things.
You know it, big guy.
I have a map. And I unfurl the map and show them.
And it is indeed a map leading from the city into the desert. So the map does indeed lead to the shore of Collapse.
Nice.
Well, I guess we should be on our way.
But the mud.
There has to be some little watering hole leading out of town or something.
I can make mud anywhere.
Water is a precious commodity around here.
I have infinite water.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about peeing. I was like, yeah, anyone can do that.
Yeah,
You're not
I mean,
special.
anyone can make mud. You're not wrong.
That would be disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, Bibanice will find his mud.
Yes, there is a watering hole.
What kind of watering hole is it?
It's a well
Okay.
that's been set up.
Okay.
Like troughs around it, for animals and stuff.
So, like, can Bibanice get into the well?
No,
Okay.
it is not that big.
Okay. So Bibanice will walk over to the well, and he will, draw out the water or whatever needs to happen,
Yep.
and then he will go to splash it on the ground, but then he kind of looks around and sees, all these numerous people that are coming to fill up water for the day, and they need it for drinking and bathing and all this stuff. And he timidly tips the bucket back into the well, and he turns to Gallus. Friend Gallus, may I see your bucket of water?
Why? What do you need it for?
I need mud, and these people need water.
Well, why didn't you say so? Found him!
And it splashes water out all over the ground around me.
Bibanice will kind of scoop his hands and trunk into the mud and start smearing it over his head, on his arms, and down his trunk, and getting it on his tusks. I am ready. As I stand there just dripping with the dark, salty
Covered in
mud.
You missed a spot.
As you notice, Zephyr has retreated in distance away from this.
Friend Zephyr, you should... I hold out like 2 giant mammoth-sized handfuls of mud at Zephyr's direction. You should apply this.
I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
I turn to Gallus.
Why not?
And he just kind of flops on the ground, starts like flopping like a fish, covering himself in water, or the water's flowing out of the barrel. He's covered in mud, it's everywhere. And then he stands back up.
Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 3 of Sins of the Father, Trove of the Iron Tyrant. I'm your Dungeon Master, Jackson Chandler. We have a new patron that I would like to announce, David Kreb. Thank you very much for your support, David. Speaking of Patreon, I am glad to announce that Sins of the Father has a new milestone on Patreon at the $500 goal. At this goal, we will be able to put together a website that features not only all of the merch for Sins of the Father, but a bunch of other nerdy goodness we're going to put together for y'all. And that's not the only thing. Because of this, we'll also be able to give back to our editors, such as the wonderfully talented Marlowe, by giving them a paycheck for every episode that they edit and release for all of you. Also, don't forget to support us on iTunes. If you leave us a review and then copy that review and send it to us at misconceptionspod@gmail.com, you'll receive a free Sins of the Father decal. That's all for now. Let's get back to the episode.
While Gallus was rolling around in the mud, Bibonice's ears were like slowly flapping back and forth. He was happy that Gallus was enjoying or doing this thing. And then once we're all muddy, we leave.
Except for Zephyr. He's not muddy.
Nope. Not even a little.
Not even a little.
Not even at all.
Alright, we start walking out into the waste.
Yeah, what do we see as we like leave this town? Is there any sort of desert service, like crossing the desert kind of thing, or what?
Like, escort animals and that kind of stuff, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
You could certainly procure some of those in the market. But a creature fit to support Bibonice would be hard to procure.
Yeah, Bibonice with all his equipment is well over 500 pounds.
Yeah. He's not light at all.
He's a chunky boy.
Okay. Friend Zephyr and friend Gallus, do you need a beast of burden?
It might make the journey easier, certainly.
What? Your feet gonna hurt?
Yeah. 3 days of walking in the desert. Yeah, my feet are gonna hurt.
I mean, we're probably going to rest.
I hope so.
I would hope so too.
3 days later in the desert, we're all exhausted because we haven't slept in 40 or 72
Yeah.
hours. It's fine.
Fine. So, would you like to get beasts, or should we go?
What do you mean, like a camel?
I do not know what Bogh Buldhr has.
Might make the journey easier. I say let's do it.
Okay.
Fine.
We go looking for stables
While covered in mud.
while covered in mud.
You do in fact find them, and there are a number of camels lined up in stalls with harnesses and everything ready to go, if that is what you are wishing to procure.
Yeah, Zephin's gonna try to find the proprietor of this stall to talk to him.
What does the proprietor look like? Because you find them.
Good, because we was gonna steal a camel.
I wouldn't have put it past y'all.
Grand Theft Camel.
Grand Theft Camel.
He is an orc. Yes.
Do you think we need 2 camels? Or just 1 camel?
I will be walking.
Yeah, I don't think a camel's gonna hold you, big guy.
No.
I don't really need one. If I get tired, I'll just ride on Bibinice's back.
Okay.
So Zephin goes to the proprietor. Hi, I'd like to buy a camel.
I don't know why that was funny.
Hello to you too. Kind of odd to see one of your kind out here.
Yeah, odd indeed. Believe me, I'd rather be anywhere else.
Might I ask why you need a camel so badly? No, hi, how are you? Just straight to the business side of it?
Well, you know. Never been to the desert before. My friends and I decided we'd take a little trip.
Anything in particular you're searching for? You want to buy it, not rent it?
Rent requires return, and I doubt they're gonna bring this
Rent
camel back.
requires returning.
I
yes.
think this camel's probably gonna die.
Oh, rent. We'll be back.
So what's your destination then? Need to know how long my camel's gonna be gone for.
I know literally no other place other than the shore of collapse, and I know I probably shouldn't say that, so... You know, northward. I forget the name.
Uh-huh. Northward.
You know. What is it? Which city is it? I don't recall.
Caradin?
Caradin.
Give
Sounds
me a
cool. Sounds
deception check on that one.
As this is going on, can Bibinice look at the map and see if there is such a city?
Oh yeah, we have a map. I forgot.
I rolled a 1, but I have a 5 and plus 5 in deception.
Okay,
so
so a 6.
still.
Okay, Bibinice, as you look at the map, and you see, like, where your destination is like 1/3 of the way up the map, and then about near the top edge of the map is Caradin. So it would be a much further journey. Like, weeks kind of journey.
Perfect.
But it is on the map.
Baby's gonna step in to help Zephin.
Nope.
As he kind of stares you up and down. Well, I guess if you're going to Caradin, you're gonna need supplies, right? You don't look very packed for that.
You know, all my stuff's at the inn.
Okay, yeah.
I figured why bring it here? I'll just take the camel to the inn, then I only have to bring the stuff to the camel.
Sure. It's gonna be 500 gold.
Oh my gosh.
For those of you who wonder, a camel is worth 50 gold pieces to own one.
Do we know this?
You would know that this price is horribly inflated.
Yeah.
I don't think Zephin would know that. I don't think he has much experience with camels.
Bibanice would know this.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bibanice will step up. Why is your camel so expensive?
Seeing as how I probably won't be getting my camel back since the destination is being lied to me. I need to make some kind of profit out of this.
But a normal camel is much less than 100 gold pieces.
Yeah.
This is not fair.
Well, I don't have to do fair business with those who won't tell me their purposes for needing a camel that they're trying to purchase from me. With the intent of bringing it back, yes? As he kind of eyeballs Zephin.
Zephin eyeballs him back.
We will buy your camel for 50 gold, not 500.
Yeah, persuasion. With disadvantage, because this is
okay.
not... this dude's attitude towards y'all is not nice.
No, definitely not
this
friendly.
point.
Okay, so first one was a 13. Next one was a 15, so that is a flat 13.
He kind of stares at you, looks at his camel. The size difference.
This is not for me.
200 gold pieces.
Bibanice stands there for a little bit, and then he turns and walks away without saying another word.
Gallus follows behind him and then just like tugs on his sleeve.
Hey, how heavy is a camel? Think you can lift it?
No.
Zephin looks at the orc. Look, you can make a sale, or you cannot make a sale. 50 gold is fair. We'll give you 50.
200 gold is fair. It's my shop.
Well, you drive a hard bargain. Too hard, in fact. Thanks. Have a great day. Zephin turns around and walks away.
I want to blast him with a geyser. So bad.
Y'all are just such nice people persons.
We're pirates!
You're people.
We are definitely people.
So you make your way out of town into the harsh deserts?
Hold on, before we go.
Yes.
How do we have the water skins? Because now that I know, David, knows that is just a barrel full of endless salt water, I'm not feeling so good about just walking out with just one water skin.
I also have a regular water skin.
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can we say that we buy
additional
stuff?
water skins.
What if we just buy a barrel of water for... What if...
Yeah. A barrel. You could get a barrel of water.
Couldn't we just get a barrel of water and Bibanice carry it on his back? We can be barrel bros.
Barrel is 2 gold.
2 gold.
It's so cheap.
Okay.
Well, it's empty.
I know.
Oh, dang
We'll
it.
just steal all the water out of the well. It's fine.
We are not stealing from these people. We are not stealing their life force from
I was
these
gonna
people.
say we already did.
Let's see. Hold on. Bibanice is a cleric. Yes.
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 Do you know and could prepare, create, or destroy water?
Is that a first level spell?
I think so.
I believe so.
It sure is. I can prepare
That would
it.
just solve all of your problems. You can just
Honestly,
make
you
water.
don't even need a barrel at that point.
Well, okay. We'll
Having
cut.
everyone procure the water is up to
We're
you.
gonna cut all that.
Yeah, Marlo,
Yeah, we
cut
don't
all
cut
of that.
A lot of that.
That was okay.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm leaving in the endless rambling about water.
Cool.
So So now you got a giant elephant with a giant barrel, and a tiny fish with a tiny barrel.
With that, are y'all leaving the town?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I'm
Still
good.
want to steal a camel from that jerk. Never mind
You
that I lied to him.
to him.
You did lie to him.
Horribly lied to him with a roll of 6.
Oof.
True enough.
Yes, the trio of adventurers leaves Bogh Buldhr into the deserty wastes, with only the sun to accompany them. No camels.
Every 4 hours we stop because Gallus has to jump in his barrel.
So, yes.
Oh yeah, now that I'm carrying one barrel, I cannot carry another barrel.
He cannot carry Gallus with his barrel.
Aww.
I
How
mean,
much does that weigh? Zephyr could probably carry Gallus.
technically I could.
I mean, you could, you wouldn't like it.
Just carrying a barrel on my back and carrying Gallus and his barrel in front of me.
You just take the barrel and you just put a lid on it, and then put it on your trunk, or your tusks.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
my
hold it
gosh,
there.
that would be fantastic.
So I guess that's our next shot. We have a shot of us leaving town, and then the next shot is Bibonese carrying everybody in their barrels.
How does Zephyr feel about all of this? Nice desert that you're now trudging through.
Imagine by that first stop that we have to make for Gallus to jump in his bucket, Zephyr's already over it. And he's pulled his headscarf down so that only his eyes can be seen, because he's already feeling the heat of the sun burning his skin. And he is just done already. And annoyed now that they have to stop. Gallus, can you hurry up?
Do you want me to die?
And I'm just lounging in my barrel.
I don't want to be out here any longer than I have to.
Just a few more minutes.
He, groans and then goes and sits in Bibonese's shadow with his arms crossed like a little kid.
You see Zephyr is pouting, and then you see a trunk coming from the top of the screen just holding a water skin that's been recently filled.
Zephyr looks up and shakes his head. Thanks, friend. And he opens up the bottle and drinks it, and then pours the rest over his headscarf, and it looks so it can soak through onto his head.
You are welcome, friend.
Gallus is going to use the cantrip Shape Water to freeze the water on Zephyr's head.
No.
Not completely.
So the water you just dumped on your head, Zephyr, gets
very
incredibly cold out of nowhere.
He looks alarmed, because it feels nice, I suppose, after all this heat. But he's just he looks alarmed and then looks up at Gallus, who's I imagine giving him a look.
Yeah, he's just kind of got his finger out of the barrel. He's just pointed at him and he's going.
He looks at him and shakes his head, but he's he's annoyed, but really it feels good, so he's not
Yeah,
not gonna admit that.
of course. Gallus hops out of his barrel and straps it back on.
Alright, it's time to go.
It's evening. Sun is setting now. Because it was midday when y'all went to the market and everything and set out on the journey.
Right.
So it's starting to get later in the day. And you continue onward. Perception check.
Oh boy. Nope.
Hey, baby! I'm ready to play this game. I got a natural 20.
Woohoo!
Finally. God, I've been rolling so bad.
13.
6.
13 and a 6. So Zephyr and Gallus just looks like as you further out of the town, it went from the more savanna-esque desert, light vegetation and everything, to
y'all have begun traversing into the actual harsh desert. Nothing but sand, rocks, and like cactus or cacti, those kind of things all around. And as you're walking over one of these sand dunes, Bibanice, you notice that there's something off in the sand. If you the current path you're on, like the sand in a large circle, there's something off about it.
Like the sand that we're about to walk into seems...
Yes.
Something
like
seems strange about it?
About to step into.
Okay. I put 2 leathery gray hands on the shoulders of my friends and kind of hold them back. There is something bad up ahead. And I kind of nod to the circle of disturbed or different sand, however you described it.
It looks like sand, but you have the feeling that there's something off about it.
Okay.
Yes. It's slightly darker in color.
Okay.
Is there a little rock or something nearby?
Yeah, sure, you can scoop up a pebble or a stone.
Okay. I take one and then kind of toss it over there in that direction.
And you see the rock hits, and almost like spongy material, it hits and like sinks a little bit, and then you see the rock slowly start descending into the sand itself.
So is this quicksand or something more nefarious?
Oh, it would be quicksand. Gotta get your desert tropes in.
Yes.
This is not a good thing. We should go around.
How wide is it?
It's about 100 feet diameter.
Oh my.
Patch of quicksand.
Okay.
So can I lead them around the edge of it and then continue on our way?
Yes, doing that, you like kind of angle yourself and walk down like the dune you're standing on, and just slowly keeping the incline, go around the edge of it and continue onward.
Okay. And you said, was it getting closer to evening?
It was starting to get closer to evening. The wind has started to pick up as y'all were traversing from your first stop. It has started to pick up in wind speeds.
We should find shelter. The desert at night is just as deadly as the desert at day.
Do we see anything around that might offer some sort of respite from the wind?
You do see that there, within a short distance, there is what looks to be like an outcropping of rocks that one could take shelter under if necessary.
To the rocks!
To the rocks. As the wind gets increasingly harsh and sand begins to get kicked up around you, reducing your visibility. Survival checks to see if you can maintain your direction.
18? Nice, okay. I rolled a 2, so that would be a 4.
So Bibani seems caught back by the sudden sandstorm picking up, as the other two who have no experience in the desert climates are like, no, it's right over there, and just like point.
Nice.
As you all make your way under this outcropping, the winds have gotten extremely harsh and fast. Your visibility as you make your way under the rocks is about 5 to 10 feet at most. In front of you is where you can see, like, even you struggle to see past that. As it picks up constantly and you guys hunker down, you hear almost in the whistling of the wind itself, only for a split second, what sounds like moaning voices, or like shrieks in the wind as it is buffeting around the outcropping.
yourselves ride out the storm. End of episode. Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Next episode will be released on August 3rd. Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Sins of the Pod. If you need to contact us, you can send us an email to misconceptionspod@gmail.com. Sins of the Father is only possible thanks to y'all, so we'd appreciate it if you would spread the word about our show if you enjoy it. And if you're feeling especially generous, you can always donate to us through our Patreon page. However you decide to help out, we greatly appreciate it. Sins of the Father is an actual play podcast using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition role-playing game by Wizards of the Coast. Sins of the Father is a part of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. That about covers it for now, and as always, keep rolling crits.